ALTBAYS show is live, brought to you by ALTBAYS.nz. If you're watching us right now, you're on YouTube, and if you are on YouTube, you should subscribe to our channel to make sure that this platform keeps growing and reaching more beautiful people. You can also join our channel and become a member, so you can throw some dollars there for us to make sure that we keep it alive. We keep bringing interesting people to chat. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. ALTBAYS, we're everywhere. If you are more of a listener, our shows are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and all those beautiful podcast platforms. Today, it's a very special day, I must say. Were you good at
I just got told to shuffle.
Richard, were you good with history at school?
Oh well, I'd have to check the old history books on that one, I think.
Depends on what history we're talking about, eh?
Well, it depends. I mean, like if it's sexual history, it's very short. But if it's national history, yes, of course, you know.
National from where?
National from where? Well, you can tell by my accent, I'm obviously from the Czech Republic.
So, for the people with good memory, Mr. Richard was actually a guest right at the start of our ALTBAYS journey. It's very nice to see you again, Mr. Richard Anthony. How are you?
Mate, I tell you what, going from guest to guest co-host, I tell you what, at this rate, the world's my oyster, mate. You wait. 2023, elect me.
We're going to go crazy. It's going to be amazing.
Well, the best part is when you got old Cindy, mate.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you have the privilege to see this beautiful haircut that I got from Richard. So if you are in Fitzhanga, you can go to the barbershop. What's the address, Richard? What's the address, bro? So we can go there.
What's the address?
Do you know?
Oh, well, it depends which address.
The address.
No, or one for haircuts. Oh, rightio. Yeah, Monk Street in Fiddy. We're next to the Bay Bakery, and you've got Bay Bakery and Bay Barber. And the best part is during the school holidays when kids misbehave, I said there was another barber that was next to a bakery. His name was Sweeney Todd.
Oh.
Keep it up, I'll put you in a friggin' pie.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. That's a very good way to sell haircuts. Richard, this is a special night because we have our friend Marko Polo here with us.
Oh, mate.
Hello, Marko Polo.
The very man that Christopher Columbus emulated.
Marko Polo, can you hear us on your headphones?
I didn't have to listen to you already, both of you.
Sorry, man. Now it's time to listen to you. How are you?
At the moment, I feel very upset.
Why?
Because of watching you two here.
I'm sorry, man. We'll keep it quiet. We'll let you talk.
Too late. Damage is done.
Are you a religious man? Do you practice forgiveness?
Practice.
Yeah, someone who hasn't got it quite right yet.
How do you spell that?
Forgiveness or religion?
No, practice. No, well, get a pen out. You'll get it right in the end.
It's good to see you, Marko Polo. Marko Polo, I remember you for a long time, and I've been here in Fitzhanga for 9 years, and you are one of those rare cases of people who I see in the streets, and you actually look younger every time that I see you.
Benjamin Button.
Thank you, darling.
How old are you, Marko Polo?
I know who that's directed to.
How old are you, Marko Polo?
Pardon?
How old are you?
When? You know my birthday.
I know your birthday.
So why ask me a stupid question?
Because the people listening to it at home don't know.
We could say your X amount, but we need to hear it from you.
You are
but who is we?
Who's we?
The whole world is watching us right now.
Yeah.
Who stopped them?
It's hashtag Marko Polo, mate.
You talk about New World. I just come from there.
Did you?
Yeah, then I talk about calm down. I went to New World, man.
So you're more of a New World man than actually a countdown man here in New Zealand.
You better calm down yourself.
It feels like when you go down to countdown, you're in a rush. There's a countdown, like you got to before it reaches 1 and 0.
Excuse me, that is part of the Aussie company. I'm not in the company business.
Ah,
so.
That's right. How do they call it there?
Oh, calm down, man.
It's Safeway, and then I went to Woolworths. I tell you what, I grew up with Safeway.
But I thought you never grow up. So you tried to tell me you grow up.
Yeah, I'm just Peter Pan with a lot of leather facing.
Is it a common thing, Marko Polo, that Australian companies they come here and establish businesses in New Zealand to take New Zealand money? Is it a common thing?
I'm not a communist. You say como.
Common, not communist.
Oh, I need an interpreter. So
And he goes, but you bleed red. And he goes, only artificially.
you have to talk to me with your fingers. You know what to do with your fingers, sir.
Yeah, play the flute.
All right.
So when did you come to Fiddy, man?
Every time you do my haircut, you remember? You
Yeah. No, don't try and palm me off. I know we can talk about that awesome haircut that both of you possess it later on. But what was
I don't like butts.
When was you don't like butts?
No, I said.
Aren't you a butt guy? Are you more of a boob guy?
Oh, well,
No, honestly, what year did you come to Fiddy, man? What was the year? The year of our Lord 1900 and...
if I told you the truth, I will be lying.
I love paradoxes.
That's your
If I told you the truth, I'd be lying. Yeah.
lie-
Well, lie to me. Tell me.
If I told you, then you will know.
Don't want to share those informations, Marko Polo.
Somewhere between 1960 and 1970.
No, I was in Sydney then.
Oh, so I'm going to chip away at it. What, between 1960 and 70?
Nothing to be.
What, were you on
Every
King's
time
Cross?
you say, that means you're lying.
Says the guy that won't tell it.
Body language.
Oh, well, that's what he's doing. Look at him.
Well, I can't say 65 or 7. I go 60.
I thought you were going to say you are 69.
He's
Well,
not that old.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. I love 69.
he likes 69.
Everyone gets a feed.
He liked the 69.
Yeah, everyone gets a feed. It's brilliant.
I respect that.
Yeah, definitely.
I understand that.
That's like the yin yang of all sex positions. Everyone gets a piece. But anyway, when did you move to Fiddy?
And I moved
After Sydney?
when they deport me.
When they deported you, huh?
Yeah.
I love how New Zealand goes, oh, deported from Australia. Oh, you can't be that bad. Off your pop. That's how I got in.
First time.
So what was the thing, Marko Polo? Why did they deport you?
Deport.
Why?
Because I was overstayed.
Oh,
Visas thing. You had a visa that
back then, visas, mate.
expired or something?
I thought you fella can take a joke.
I can. I'm sitting there, and he goes, I got deported because
I don't
of
know,
my
man.
visa.
I don't
The
know.
best part is back then when
I
they
don't
talk
know.
about visas.
That's why you're here. You're here to tell me a story, and then if you tell me, I'm going to believe. I'm a believer. I believe.
They do their
believe.
Back then they did visa on friggin' typewriters, man. You could change anything, man. He goes, I got deported. Why? Oh, well, the guy...
Only time I change when I have a shower, darling.
So Marko Polo.
Oh, just to give a quick reference, whenever
no.
he says daring, because my girlfriend's Japanese, and she says...
That's your department.
Daring-san. Like, daring-san. So she goes, daring-san, and he's heard it. So every time he sees me, he goes, daring. Yeah. Love you, babe. Anyway, when did you move to Fiddy?
We can actually, Marko Polo, if you don't mind,
I will leave voluntarily.
I was a little bit
Upset.
no, not at all, never. I'm actually so glad that you made it, that you come here, and
We
you
were
said
worried.
you would. You were like, I'm a man of word, Leo, and
So I'm not.
no, you were here. You told me that you were born in Croatia,
Yes.
and you came to
And I
us.
stand by my word. Stand by. Who was singing that song?
Stand by my words. It was some guy sitting down.
No, stand by me.
Oh, stand by me. That was
it
Percy Sledge.
Oh, you sledgehammer.
Percy Sledge. Oh,
Sledgehammer. Wow.
wow. I reckon.
Do you like singing?
Percy Sledge.
I like to listen. I prefer to listen to somebody sing something make some sense as well.
People like you make audiences lovely.
What's the name of the guitar player from New Zealand that you told me last week? Paul
Oh, po. You got.
I forgot.
You better posing. Peter Poser.
Peter Posa. I've been listening
Did
to
you
him.
make that
It's on
up, or was that
But you
legit?
listen to him, but because
It's on my playlist now.
oh yeah,
And there's an album, it's actually a live album.
Yes.
Very good. And he would speak a lot of like Maori words. That was pretty good to listen to him.
He doesn't even talk. He's dead.
Yeah, but the live version, the live one.
No,
Well,
no,
he doesn't talk.
But when he was alive, he did a lot of talking and singing.
No,
and
he
such.
didn't. That's why you're wrong.
It was a bit
Well,
more
when he was
instrumental,
alive,
yeah.
he didn't.
No,
He
wa-
did most of his talking when he was dead.
No, that you're wrong again.
Yeah, well, a Ouija board would differ with that.
You got an issue, eh?
I've got plenty, but
More than
it's
one.
not about me. It's about you, mate.
No, it's nothing to do with me.
Are you gonna give me some stories from Croatia, man? I don't know much about it. I would love to know more
You
about
you
it.
only young man. You got plenty in front of you to learn and listen for change. Don't listen to that Mickey Mouse there because he knows everything.
Mate, don't call me Mickey Mouse. Where I'm from, Mickey Mouse is awesome, but keep going.
I see you interrupting.
We're waiting. I love stories. I'm a big fan.
You're big. You're bigger than me. I mean taller.
Taller.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, look
I was gonna say.
Look at yours.
Hey, this ain't about me.
No,
What?
no. You cucumber.
My little gherkin.
Gurgler.
Hey,
Are you a Gherkins fan?
it's all he can handle. Just a little gherkin.
Not really, Marko Polo. You're more of a beer fan.
The ladies, that's too clever for me. They make more sense. You know why? Because they keep the yepa shut. Not, oh, look at him. I can even hear.
Damn, that's a good gherkin, Marko.
How was that story of taking the boats from Rome to Australia, Marko Polo?
You're wrong again.
Am I?
Yes.
Correct us.
I went from Croatia to Rome. So I didn't take a boat from home. I come from Croatia.
Yes.
And boat was in Rome. And name of the boat was Roma.
That's a bit on the nose, isn't it? You got a boat to Rome named Roma.
Name of the
Not
boat,
very imaginative.
capital city Italy was Roma. Name of the boat was Roma.
Yeah, I believe you. I'm just laughing at the fact that it's.
You're laughing.
Yeah, oh shit, yeah.
So I wrote it wrong in the description. I'm gonna have to change. I'm sorry. So the name of the boats was Roma.
Yes.
You took it in Croatia to Australia.
No, you're wrong again.
Where was it?
Croatia to Rome.
See, you people got issues, eh? Both of you. I went from Croatia to Rome,
Yes.
and I took the boat. Boat name was Roma. Capital city of Italy was Roma. Roma took me to Australia.
How long did it take?
I already told you, forgot, 2 months.
But the people watching don't know.
They're allowed to learn. 2 months,
2 months.
yes. And was lady on a boat, he come from, what's the name of the country? She have 11 daughters and 1 son.
Wow.
Wow.
11 daughters and 1 son.
Yes.
Whoa.
Wow.
How was
He was a busy-
that trip? How was a 2-month trip on a boat?
It was wonderful because I was capable to manage. I believe in the God. He's my boss. I believe in the God.
Yes.
Same as you. That's why you're wearing the shirt.
Yes.
And the weather turned up nasty, whatever, and I'm looking after lady with 11 daughters and a son, all that. So finally, we made it. Then we come to Fremantle, first port in Australia, Fremantle.
WA. Represent.
Yes, I need an interpreter now.
No, I
But-
reiterated. I didn't interrupt. You'd finish.
What year was that?
What year? The year you got there. That's the year.
And what year was that?
The year you got there.
Yeah,
It
but
sounds
don't,
like
don't get too smart.
Was
No.
there anyone waiting for you when you arrived?
No. No, my uncle was there. He knew that I'm coming to that part of the world. My uncle was in Africa. My father had 15 brothers.
Jesus Christ.
That's a lot.
Poor mum.
My uncle was named Maxi. No, Maximo, no, Minuscule Max. I bet you the same fellow.
What, Max?
I'll turn it off for you. I'll do that.
I tell you what, if that's Max, that is.
No. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll turn it off the phone for you, man. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Yes.
Yeah, let me do it. Dun, dun. And now.
And he goes, and order now and you can get a free cookbook.
Sorry. Before the phone, you were saying
I try to remember the lady where she come from, what country. You will come to me. Okay.
the lady with 11 daughters and one son.
Poor son.
That really stuck with you, eh? Like,
Yes. Because I help them. The way they turn up now, I help the people, getting seasick and all that, and help people.
Hmm. But I think it should be mentioned that our Marko Polo enjoyed a 90th birthday only, a couple of weeks ago?
You lied again. That was last month.
Last month? Well, I'm not a human abacus. A couple of weeks. There's 4 weeks in a month. And we had a good night.
Marko Polo, who was the person in your family that lived the longest?
My grandmother, she was 110.
110.
Yes.
Why did she die? Do you remember what was the cause? What?
She died because she was hard-working lady and she was fitter than me.
And she was 110.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
She was going to the farm feeding animals, and I told her, Machete, go on the farm feeding. She put the stuff for the animals and put her back and feeding animals. She was smoking really stuff, not this.
Proper.
Yep.
No chemicals, really stuff, and drinking lots of wine, smoking, all that, keep it going.
Natural tobacco.
And then my auntie went to fix a bed, and my auntie found a machete under the mattress. You remember I told that?
Yep.
And after a few days she was dead because my auntie killed her because that was her habit, looking after animals, and she brought it the normal way to caring for the animals. That was her best friends.
So she took away the very last thing that kept her purposeful. Like, it feels like that machete was by her bed because she had purpose every day.
No.
She took it? No? No?
She was carrying a machete all the way, cutting the bushes and put on the back and feeding animals. And after that, become more civilized, bought a mattress, and my auntie went checked, making the bed for her. And when my auntie was making the bed, she found a machete under the mattress. Auntie put machete under the mattress, make sure nobody found it. She was so smart. My auntie found the machete. Said, you're too old, you're not going to do that again. Took machete after a few days, she was dead.
And that's what...
Break my heart.
And it broke hers, by the sounds of it. It broke her heart.
Well, she's dead.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's how bad it broke.
So that I think that's why sometimes a lot of people they retire and they stop working and they feel sick. Hey, like they.
If my auntie didn't take machete, my granny, she will be still going for another few years. And she was, when she passed away, she was 110.
How old was your mom, Marko Polo, when she passed? Your mother?
I remember. I was in New Zealand. My mom passed away. I brought my mom here to New Zealand. She had 3 kidneys. Before she came to New Zealand, she went for the medical checkup. We went to the capital city, Croatia, Zagreb, to check up, physical. Physical. What I say. No.
The physical, yeah.
No. She was not physical. I mean.
Medical check?
Yeah, exactly. Medical check. Thank you, Richard. And then they found out she had 3 kidneys. And they say, oh, well, she lived all her life with the 3 kidneys, and specialists say, better leave it.
Leave it as.
Leave it as. For so many years she lived together with the 3 kidneys. She brought kids and grandkids, all that. And then she came to to New Zealand. She was staying with me for 10 years. And I brought my mom to the disco. I was first one to open the disco in New Zealand. I think you remember I told you all that. Remember the matches I show you in the region?
Yeah, and plus you had your clubs towards Auckland. I put that there so I could listen.
But if you want to talk, you talk on the microphone.
But I know he's had some clubs and he's had some names, he's had some music. But back to your mum.
No, I still can't remember the name of the lady. She was on a ship with the 11 daughters. What's the name of that lady was?
Lovely lady.
Was a lovely lady.
We'll call her a lovely lady.
She was only one lovely lady. Was more than one lovely lady.
Oh, I bet you did, you dirty bugger.
Marko Polo, how many times did you go back to see your family? Because
I never been back.
Oh, you never went back?
No. I never been back to my place where I'm born. I let my dad there. My dad, Marko, he say, what? I got a photo. Did I show the photo of my...
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
You show me of your daughters, I'm sorry, not your father.
Exactly. So I'm still got something left somewhere. And
There's plenty left.
I miss my dad.
Yeah.
He was such a wonderful person. When my dad passed away, all the shops, everything was shut. People come other part of the world to pay their respect for that man. He was such a generous person. Come pay respect for Marko. That's my dad.
What was his thing? What was his favorite? Yeah, cheers for that.
Here's to your dad, mate.
Cheers for that.
Appreciate your support. I miss my dad.
Mate, I think we can give a toast to all dads, actually.
Yes.
To be
Shout out
honest,
dads.
September's, the old Father's Day, whatever. But I think we can give a shout out to dads, because if it wasn't for you,
I wouldn't be here.
yeah, well, we wouldn't have a mum angry at you. So
I never see my dad touching my wife physically or anything like that.
Wow.
My father never kicked me, never touched me physically. He was so proud of me. When I was in school, I was about 4 or 5 years ahead of all the kids in the school, advanced in the school. He was proud of me.
so we should.
Not only my dad, all town.
Mm.
And I followed my dad's footsteps.
Mm.
I never forget what he told me.
What did he tell you?
My dad told me, son, you're leaving us. I said to him, Dad, I'm going to come back. I love you, Dad.
Mm.
I follow your steps.
Mm.
Be generous to the rest of the world. That's what happened to me. I'm too generous to the people.
Mm. Kindness is magic.
What was his thing, Marko Polo? What would Dad work with?
And
What was his trade? What was his thing? What was your dad, what was his thing professionally?
I told you how many brothers was in the family, and they didn't want my mother in the family.
Mm.
They didn't like my mother. Nobody mind the money. My father didn't think about money.
I'm going to get
Yeah.
Marko Polo t-shirt.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, but basically, when your old man was kicking about for coin, what was he doing for a trade? Was he a bricklayer? Was he a builder? Was he a baker, candlestick maker? What was he doing?
he was navigating like Marko Polo explorer. He was on the sea. You think I have mignon?
Well, you know what the funny thing is?
It's not funny.
I've actually been saving this, and because the note's got quite deep, so I'm going to alleviate it just a little bit. I just want to know, Marko Polo, how do you feel about Giovanni Carpini? He was the first European to reach, over where you apparently discovered. How do you feel about that? It was like 20 years before Marko Polo. How do you feel about that?
You don't even know where Marko Polo was born.
Oh, no, I don't know about that. All I know is
Why ask me crazy questions?
just to make you kind of scratch your head and forget about the tears.
Bush head.
Who said? I said.
I
Who
said bush head.
Oh, what Ted? No, I don't have a Ted.
Trying to break the
I
ice.
said bush head.
Oh, Ted, no, Theodore.
I say head.
Oh, head? No, I'm not into guys, but thank
Well,
you.
I'm not guys.
Head? No, thank you, but I'm flattered. No.
Marko Polo,
No wonder she left you.
I haven't seen my father for 6 years, man.
True.
Yeah. and they're coming. My parents are coming for a visit in New Zealand for the first time in 9 years.
That's wonderful.
It's special, eh?
Absolutely,
When?
absolutely.
Yeah.
When?
In January.
Oh, snap.
That's not far away, is it?
No, it's
No.
not far.
Perish, I thought.
Yeah.
No. I got my mum coming in November. That's all I got.
Cool.
The first November is Melbourne Cup.
Yes.
The first Tuesday in November, they run the Melbourne Cup. Sorry.
How was it like expensive, or was mainly because of the time of the trip for people to visit New Zealand at the time, and or for you to go back to Europe, Marko Polo?
Being the navigator.
You already know what I've been through. You forgot what I told you.
It's not about what you told us.
Excuse me, I'm not talking to you.
You're talking to everyone.
Well, they're allowed to listen then.
Yeah, it's because I just like to listen to the story twice, and the people at home don't know your story, and I think it's a beautiful story. That's why I'm asking you to see if you don't mind sharing a little bit.
You think if you try to say it, in other words, if I can remember what I told you last time.
Oh, no. I know you remember. Man, if there's someone in this room who remembers things, that's you, like, without a doubt. Your memory is much better than mine. That goes without saying. But I just like your stories. One of the reasons why I invited you to come here and share some of the stories, because you have some
He'll hear it twice. They'll
inspiring
hear it
stories.
once.
But you're welcome to share the stories that you want to share, actually.
I miss my days, but I'm so happy in my heart I brought my mother to New Zealand. We went into the wars and all that stuff. I've been shot. The gun was on my head, like from here to here. Bullets on my legs. I wasn't a big man. I wasn't a hero parade, but I was I'm even fighting now. I got a big heart. I like to help people. We all need the help. Sometimes we have to put the differences aside, help each other, be kind to each other, respect each other. Then we go a long way. Give respect, regardless nationality, color, all that. Put that all aside. Be a man, if you are a man. Be a man. Prove it to the people that they do something wrong. Try to help and correct them. Be kind. Be lovable. They're going to love you one day. Lots of people respect me, including both of you here. That's
What do you think I'm here?
to respect. To respect me. That is value. Person. I've been told a lot. Never give up. Just help while we're here. Remember my words. I'm not very good. My English is very broken. My heart is broken. But my heart means well. Help each other. Look around. Millions of people starving, not to hate politicians, religions, fanatics. It's not going to help us. It doesn't help anybody. We all got issues. I'm not talking about issues. I'm talking issues.
That
was good.
Beautiful.
A person with broken English wouldn't pull that one off, man.
If you got an issue, here's a tissue. Holy shit. But
Marko Polo, when you said that you got fucked over and like people did you wrong, like, is it a thing with trust? Is it a thing with humans that like we trust people and then disappoint us, and then some people learn, some people still...
The trust is gone.
not completely.
I haven't finished my conversation yet. Trust is gone. It's a different type of trust. Different type of cancer. I got a cancer myself. Because I got a long time I'm talking too much. That's a cancer. That's my problem. I'm talking too much. That's a cancer. That's disease. I'm talking too much. Nobody can figure out what I'm thinking. Because lots of people think, oh, he's drunk. He doesn't know what he's talking. Don't listen to him. Kick his ass and get rid of him. That's the people attitude. Take it or leave it. I go my way. And I do it my way. Not to do with Frank Sinatra.
I was about to say old Mickey Blue.
You're Mickey, right?
Was that the reason why you had some bars and nightclubs because of the music? Were you always a big fan?
My old man, Marko, he was singing when we were fishing, navigating.
Here we go. Off we go.
But I can't even remember. That was way back. He loved the song. My dad liked music. He said to me, "Are you listening?" He said to me. I said, "Yes, Dad, I listen." He didn't. And I can't remember the song. The same thing, I can't remember the lady, which country she come from on the boat. Forgive me for my memory. It will come to me eventually.
So that singing always...
It's in my heart. The birds, and he loved that. He loved that type of music. Something like something like Polish hair, like Ben Live.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Big band.
No, big band, big heart, voice, Polish hair. That was Ben Live. Big. What was I saying? I was thinking of my dad all the time, when I'm on my own thinking. The words about music. He said this was, he even navigated. He went to Russia, he went in Russia.
Your father went to Russia?
Yes.
What was the reason?
He was navigating, he was in machinery, and he was in Russia then as a young man. And he'd been on a boat for so many months. From Croatia to Russia, it's a long journey, a bit longer than from there to here, when we were young. Anyway, you asked me where I'm now. I said, marching. So my dad and the crew on the ship, they're marching towards Leningrad. They're looking for the ladies. Young men looking for the ladies, including you. You've been in a Russian ship.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I'm quite pretty. So.
But that's all
I'd be worth a bar of chocolate and 2 packs of cigarettes in World War II. Anyway, thank you very much. I heard that. But he was in...
So they marching, they walking, they work for a few days, walking. No cellphone those days, blah, blah, blah. And walking for a few days, they went wrong way.
Oh, no.
They went wrong way. Somebody stopped. He said, no, you're supposed to go the other way. My old man and his mate said, bugger. So,
I didn't say left, your other left.
Sorry. So I said, another few days to come to Leningrad, capital city.
And they go, I was meant to go to St. Petersburg. I've gone the wrong way.
You were issued there.
Yeah.
Buenos Aires was those days. You got issued there.
I'm just trying to make a bloody map.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, he's gone the wrong way.
What happened next?
What happened next?
Anyway, somehow they found they arrived somewhere and they found some gorgeous ladies, whatever that was called. Big lady, like my dad wasn't a big man, but looking after that's
the Russian. And he goes, it turns out we went the right way.
No. He's met, they're looking at each other, say, well, we are there. Those ladies like Franklins, like, they're looking up there.
He goes, he was so short.
Who's running the show now?
He goes,
who's talking now?
Shirt like that.
Who's talking now? Why are you butting in if you've never been there?
Well, when I answer your question, I'm talking, but when you answer, you're talking.
Yeah, but you need the patience to listen and learn something for change.
So keep telling me about the guy that was over there looking up really tall women's skirts. I'm really intrigued.
Anyway,
yeah.
So they're looking at each other. Who gonna have a go first? They look. I've never seen such a monster. Frankenstein. They look up there.
Whoever's got hiking boots.
And then, my dad said, we went the wrong way first, and then we got this way.
And he goes, where's Gregory? Hey, Gregory. Yeah, he's up there.
Anyway, that's...
Lovely.
I'm not quite finished with that. Anyway, so
No. But we've all been curious about tall women.
Take your time in.
yeah, I try to remember the name of the song he was singing. Anyway, after so many years, my dad come back. Come back home and all that was. I think I already told you that he wants to marry my mother. So many brothers want that. They didn't like him to marry my mother because I don't know that. Anyway, I think it's getting boring for you fellas.
They've never heard it.
How was to find a partner at the time, Marko Polo?
Pardon?
How was it to find a partner, like to get to meet someone without the cell phones, because nowadays the young people only know how to find people using
Swipe
the
right.
cell phone. Would you take the lady for a dance? Would you what was the?
He was navigating by the stars those days. Navigating by the stars. If it's no stars, you can't see the stars, moon, and all that. You could see for months and months navigating. You can see which way we're going.
So basically, if there's no stars out, you don't touch them. They're no good, or
you think you're a star?
no.
No, you're a superstar.
Oh shucks. Oh shucks. My mum's proud. How did you romance a girl? How would you romance one?
Which one?
Well, you pick one, mate. Your favourite one, back in the day of old. How would you romance her? How did you grab her? How did you go? You know, did you throw a note?
Would you marry once, Marko
through her
Polo?
window?
You see my photos when I was young?
Yeah, but you know,
Want to see it again?
I've already seen it, but I want to know how you romanced a girl when you were that gentleman in said photo. When you were the gentleman in said photo with your big ass lick and everything looking all sexy, right? How did you romance and entrance the fairer sex?
If I told you that, then you will know.
You're damn right, and I need all the pointers I can get.
No, too late for you, darling.
Oh, trust me, it's never too late. You're 90, you're sitting here doing a friggin' podcast. Trust me, there's friggin' hope.
Do you know that fella still in jail?
Which fella? I know a lot of people in jail. I'm Australian, remember?
And that Australian still in jail. You remember that?
Oh, which one?
Trust British on, pint, suken.
Oh, that friggin' British Paints. British Paints with the wobble board.
Yeah.
Wob. That friggin' pedo.
What was that? What?
Oh, yeah. It all came out. Oh, mate, friggin', was it? Wop.
No.
He had the friggin' soundboard. He
No.
was a massive icon, right? Massive icon. He was an icon for British Paints, and it turns out he was a kiddie fiddler, right?
Not good.
Yeah.
And he's still in jail at the moment.
You're damn right. But I'll tell you what, he's still got great British paints.
But no more publicity on the TV.
No, of course not. But he's still painting with British paints. I mean, you know, he got sponsored.
Would you believe it? I met him.
I would believe it. You wouldn't lie about that, especially after his history. So when and where did you meet Mr. British Paints?
What's his name?
No, I'm not going to say it.
Can I say?
Yes, please.
Rolf Harris.
Yeah. So what's up with him?
That way I can dust my hands of it because I am Australian and Rolf Harris is. Anyway, Rolf, touchy.
I met him
Where? Please. Where? When?
in Auckland,
When?
Auckland City.
Yeah, when?
You have to be patient to...
No, I can't. It's Rolf Harris.
I met him in Panel.
Don't know that.
Panel?
Don't know. Yeah, I heard it. I don't know what it is.
I had a contract to paint in Leagues Club in Panel. You know, I'm painter, decorator, design, chemist.
Let's pretend I do. Anyway, what happened?
The man who was working for me, his name was Tony Coleman. He was a poem.
Probably still is. Yeah. What happened then?
I wonder if he's still alive. He was a gentleman. He was only one. He can play instrument to accompany Rolf Harris. Rolf Harris came to New Zealand back in early 70s. I think it was...
He was a national icon.
should be shame you're Aussie.
Yeah. When I hear about him,
including me, I'm Aussie as well.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We'll share the shame. Anyway,
what happened?
What happened? I need to know.
Tony Coleman used to work for me, and Tony came to me. Was working with me for years. Wonderful person. Top tribesman, man you can trust. Not the one who was trust British one. Anyway, Tony Coleman asked me. They said they used to call me Max, like Mad Max. That's me. Well, that's to say the truth.
I'm not laughing because I don't believe you.
Carry on.
Carry on. Anyway, so Tony called me, asked me if I'm Max. I want to ask you the question, with your permission, would that be all right if I take a few days off? Rolf Harris came to New Zealand, had to go to Wellington, do the show Croatia, Wellington, Auckland, whatever. They couldn't find anybody else to play the top instrument that Rolf Harris with all his drama, what he done. So they done all the shows, whatever. And that's how I met him. Anyway. So that's, that. And that man, Tony Coleman, was really like my brother. Tribesman, trustful man. I go overseas or wherever I was traveling around the world. Leave everything to him. He said, Max, I hope he's still alive. I brought more than one family to New Zealand, sponsored families to do some work for this country. And I'm proud of it.
Yeah, you should.
Do you think that power, when you have power...
Well, power fritters.
No, power fritters, not those ones. Powerful people, do you think like power change people or reveal?
If you want to know the depth of a man, give him power.
The power, it's up to individual to believe, to respect. We all different, we all, see, they're all different. People, we all different. We all try to convince each other to do something. It's up to individual to believe or not. That is my personal belief. I know you're Catholic, you've been born Catholic. I've been Catholic myself. I've done so many churches and theaters and met so many people. They think they run this planet. They don't. Somebody stronger than me and you. I believe somebody stronger than me. Believe honesty go a long way. Respect people. And they rape you, have done that. That's their conscience, if they got any. That's the end of the day. That's why this person keep bringing out. So up to individual.
Do you think you came across more people in life that you could trust, or people that were interested in taking advantage of people?
There's still a lot of nice people around. And I got a faith. That's always been good people, we've been bad people. So we can't change that. But we can only do our best. Those people do the bad things, try to help them to come normal.
Because you said something that I actually told you before we started the show that really stuck with me because you told me that you've been dealing with businesses for many years, and you've done many different businesses.
Yes,
and then I asked you, I said, Marko Polo, I'm starting my business career because I have no experience. What would you say? And you said something beautiful. You said, if you have a friend,
don't lose the friend.
Don't lose the friend.
Keep them.
Keep the friend.
And don't try to change what he's thinking. If you see something your friend is got a mistakes, just listen. But you got your own brains. You can correct your friend as well. He could be wrong as well. You got your own department. You got your own computer. But share it together to go a long way.
Everyone has their expertise.
Absolutely, brother.
Did you work with a lot of people like in partnerships? Did you have a lot of businesses? No.
Marko Polo flies solo. Solo goeth the polo.
But I'm not solo mother. So who invented the light?
think I know, but I don't want to sound stupid if I say it wrong.
I know. Thomas Edison
Thomas
did
Edison.
the globe.
I talked to the man yesterday. He make the fool of himself like you.
That's why I was quiet.
Oh no, you didn't get anything.
Yeah, and look how that worked out for both of us. I answered, you do this, and at the end of it, he goes, "Oh, what do you guys know?"
Poor Nikola Tesla.
Yeah,
Nikola Tesla.
Tesla.
You know what? I'm
Euro
curious,
trash.
Marko Polo. When, like, because
When? Dimmi quando.
Quando.
Coming
Dimmi quando troverò.
coming
Tito
from
Puentes.
Oh, wow.
Tito
Wow.
Puentes? Tito Puentes? Yeah. Tito
coming from Croatia, and then he's spending so much time in New Zealand, in Australia. What?
I was interpreter in Sydney.
How many languages can you speak?
I was capable of speaking 25 those days. No, I had none. Not to ring.
He can barely speak in this interview.
No, Aussie.
He goes, me feel English is impossible.
A few languages, Marko Polo, because I remember you telling me German,
I'm not German, man. Look,
but you can
No,
speak.
can you
But you can speak German. Sorry.
I'm not Dalmatian either. I got no spots.
What about Pig Latin?
You look at
Can you speak Pig Latin?
You
Can
have-
you do double Dutch?
You're the one that always when
I can do double Dutch. What about Pig Latin?
I heard you before. Told me something new, folks.
This is it. How was working as an interpreter?
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
He goes, I felt like a middleman. Sorry.
No, I miss my friend. He was a really intelligent person.
Yep.
He asked me to help me when a big immigration population came to Australia, in Sydney, or all over the planet. And he asked me, Marko, I need your help. He was speaking more languages than I have. Can you help me? He couldn't speak dialect. Different province, different dialect, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, so I went to the George Street. There was Commonwealth Bank in George Street in Sydney. That George Street take you to the Harbour Bridge. You know Sydney? No.
Yeah, I know Sydney. Overrated. Screw it. Go to Melbourne.
Screw.
Yeah, screw Sydney. Oh, we had the Olympics in 2000.
Talking about
Yeah,
screw.
well,
talking
Melbourne
about,
had it in 1954.
no. He's talking about screw. He's talking about in screws. Screw.
No,
Right.
screw Sydney.
Screw.
Yeah, you heard me, Sydney. Sucker junk.
You are sucker,
Anyway,
right?
Continue on.
And
Melbourne.
how did you help your friends?
Yes, but not only him, I felt families come other part of the world, they couldn't speak English at all, like me. But I do my best to help. Very grateful. And to that, I met so many people. He was living in Mosman that year, that was Prime Minister in Australia then. Wolf Whitlam.
Oh, the Whitlams. The very band. Goth.
You can't play golf, you got no balls.
I said, goth.
I thought you said golf, Whitlam.
He goes, Golf Whitlam, how can you play him? He's dead.
Marko Polo. The reason why so many people were trying to come to Australia and New Zealand, was it a post-war thing, like that the countries in Europe were struggling, or different reasons, like many different reasons?
That was after Second World War.
Mm.
I met so many people there, and then I come to New Zealand. I told you when I come to New Zealand, I went to see my uncle. My uncle was a gum digger from up north. I left Auckland 9:30 in the morning. I come in the cover 3:30 in the morning next day. I never see the Maoris in my life. I never see such a big solo mothers, big Maori ladies and all this.
And she goes, how you doing, little man? You go, oh, and walk off.
I didn't walk off.
How was
You
your
go,
reaction when you saw
just pick me
Maori
up
people
and
for the first time?
Oh, but before I said I was on the bus, and bus driver was pissed off at me because of what? No tassel those days, and waiting. And bus driver said, sit down.
Sit down.
Sit down.
Calm down.
I said, I'm
Marko
not going to sit down. I'm going to Kava, no sit down. That's it, blah, blah, the other part of the world. I've been to sit down. Anyway, so finally we come 3 o'clock in the morning, next day in the Kava. And my uncle looking up on the back. Oh, my uncle Marko was supposed to be in this bus. Well, I'm fucking back and said, Uncle, correction like that. I said, Uncle, I'm your nephew. He broke down in the tears. I was crying. He was crying.
Oh.
What a feeling. I never see my uncle. All I see the photo, black and white photo. He used to send us a shoe polish, kiwi shoe polish, with that ink container there with the kiwi on it. We didn't have the shoes. I was sending the fucking shoe polish.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just picturing a young Marko Polo rocking up to New Zealand like all fresh face, like that picture in your wallet with your nice slick hair, with your 1940s like how you doing, and there are these massive, sexy Māori chicks, right? And you look up and she goes, Kia ora, and he goes, no, Marko, right? And then you looked, and well, she looks down, she goes, you know what, you're cute for a little, wherever you're from in Europe, and you go, you are bigger than all the women in my family combined.
No,
and I just imagine you know, when you go home, like you wake up on a Sunday morning and you're like, oh, did you shag that chick? No, she shagged me. I can just imagine she just picks you up and she makes you shag ya.
Wait.
I'm sorry, but I've just been...
There you go, Marko Polo.
Yeah,
That's your...
My imagination
That's your
runs
hairdresser,
wild.
man.
Yeah, and you trust me with blades around your ears.
It's not the first time you make that fool of yourself.
And it won't be the last. I mean, like, shit, take tickets.
Take it away.
Take tickets. And you still trust me to cut your hair and beard.
Not in bed.
Sorry, I left out an
You said bed. I said bed. You said in bed.
So anyway,
Sorry,
I just
Daddy.
picture you getting shagged by a 7-foot Māori chick. Like,
Anyway.
yeah, anyway.
So we're stopping there. All the Māori do the haka for me.
Oh, you'll be doing the hugger after my imagination.
That was
That's
cool.
what-
Was it like a welcoming?
The food from here, I already explained the food. Like my uncle was so well known. There's a book about my uncle. Was very well known with the community. They call him Uncle Marko. Not Uncle Takeaway. Remember Uncle Takeaways? No.
No, I never stuck around more than 5 minutes.
No, that was in Auckland.
No,
Zealand.
I've never heard of Uncle Takeaway.
Yeah, that really is.
I know an uncle who got taken away, but he fiddled up, one cousin.
If you're not careful, you're gonna be taken away soon as well.
No, I didn't fiddle a cousin like Uncle Takeaway.
No.
So you were well welcomed in New Zealand.
Because my uncle was well known in the community. My uncle was a gum digger. Very well known amongst the community. There's a book about my uncle. Then after so many years, I met a man here in Magri Bay Club.
Mm.
His name was Barry Smith. He was working with my uncle. When I came to Bitianga, when I joined the club, and I did. For a few years, I was member there. I'm not going back. I got the reason. You remember I told you the reason?
Mm.
The photo still there on the wall for that pedophile or that fellow.
Mm.
Molesting the kids.
Mm.
Anyway, back in the club, and there many years in the club, member of the club, they asked me to be in the committee. I said, I'm going to find out first who's running the show, what's going on with this club.
Mm.
Anyway, I talking to Barry Smith. I knew him as Barry Smith. I don't know who he was. So one day I was having a few drinks and talk. He said to me, "You remind me of somebody, some man from way back. You wouldn't know him." I said, "What was his name?" He said, "His name was Marko Salacic. My mother was Salacic. My mother brother."
That's a bit on the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, that's my uncle. He said to me, Barry said to me, "How many fucking drinks you have? You drunk?" I said, haven't started drinking yet. That's my uncle. He said, fuck off. I said, how long you staying here? Why? So I'm going to pack and went home, bring the fucking photo with the black and white, my uncle.
I don't care how drunk I get, my uncle's still my uncle.
Yeah. So I went home, there on the bloody Mill Road, pick up the bloody photos, come to the club. I said, Barry, what's this? Oh, fuck's sake. Then he called his wife, get a look. She said, that's Uncle Mark. Call him uncle. He was so popular, very well known in the community. They worked there for years and years together. He was such a generous person. That's what Barry said. Oh, we knew the man. He was such a good old man. That's another surprise there. He wasn't. Yeah. Then I told you I went to Kava and all that. And then I said to my uncle Mark, I said, I'm going to Australia, I'm going to bring my wife and my daughter. I had one daughter, she born in Sydney, Mariella. I'll show you the photo then, you know the photo. Yeah. I'm going to start my business in New Zealand.
What was the first business in New Zealand?
Painting, decorating, Rolf Harris, shoe cane.
Did you have to bring a lot of stuff from overseas to start a business?
Yes, I did. I sold my business overseas. I went to the shipping company, and put most of my stuff. I knew Burja can buy it here, Burja can't buy, and put all my stuff in shipping containers. And the shipping containers really turned up, and I can tell you how, really history, man. Anyway, then I come to, I don't know where to start. Okay.
At the beginning. At the beginning.
I don't know where it's end now. Where it's going to end.
We'll find it when we get there.
So you started with one painting company that...
I started my own company. I didn't work when... I did. I'm lying. If I make mistake, I correct myself. Or say, yeah, all the way. If I make mistake, I'm allowed to correct my mistake.
Yeah.
Come to the airport. I said to my uncle, I'm going back to Australia. Bring my wife and my daughter here, and we're gonna stay here. He said, "We're gonna stay." I said, "I'm gonna find a place where I'm gonna stay." So I had a friend in Avondale. You know Avondale in Auckland. Yeah. He said, "Avondale." I said to Tony, I said, "Well, I'm going back to Australia. I said, my business. I'm gonna come to New Zealand." His wife, she was Maori. She was a very jealous person. Blah blah blah. Are you going there? I said, yes, we come to. So I booked the ticket. We come to the. I went to the lot to get my wife here and all that, blah blah blah. But that's okay. I done all right because I've got a clean name and I've got no problem with all that. Anyway.
What year was that, Marko? Sorry.
That was in 70s when I came to New Zealand in 70s. And then come to the airport, Magri airport, and about 3 o'clock in the morning, what time, I don't know, freezing point. Mariella, my daughter, she was only a few months old. My friend never come to the airport to make me welcome. He told me I can stay at his house and a friend, schoolmate, and he never turn up.
True.
Yeah, that's. So I was panicking, I worried for my daughter, she only a few months old. Waiting there on the taxi looked around. So you want to leave? Where are you going? I said, I'm not going anywhere, waiting for my friend. He said to me, you've been waiting a long time, doesn't look like it's coming. I said, no, can you help me? He said, where you want to go? I said, I want to go to Avondale to see my friend in the city of Avondale. So we took the taxi, we went to Avondale. So they are knocking on the door and nobody answering. And taxi driver asked me, "Sir, I think you're in the wrong place." I said, "No, that's not the wrong place. I've been there before." He's knocking and nobody answers. So I went to his bedroom. I knew his bedroom in the house. I was panicking, looking for my daughter, freezing point. Anyway, he opened the window. He said, "Oh, fucking." I said, "You're supposed to meet me in the airport." He said, "Fucking, I couldn't make it because my wife and all my kids, they got the measles." I said, can you step in the laundry or somewhere overnight waiting for daylight so I can get a taxi from somewhere we can go?
Because I want to be in a room with measles. Yeah.
But for no measles at all. It was talking caca.
Oh, right. Yeah.
His wife was Maori. She was jealous. She knew I got the money. I coming to New Zealand, buy the house and all the jealousy. People, nasty people.
Yeah. Using measles as a scapegoat. I totally bought the measles part. That's rubbish.
Anyway, so after that, are we running out of time?
Say it again.
Are we running out of time?
Now we're good. I just want to ask you to come a little bit to your right
Okay.
with the chair. Yeah, so we can hear you better. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
No. You good? Carry on.
So taxi driver said to me, taxi driver said, look like your friend doesn't want you here. I said, no. I said, can you help me up? Do you know somebody I can find accommodation? He said to me, this time in the morning it'll be very hard to find accommodation. So he said to me, see what I can do for you. He had a sympathy for me as a young kid. So you got no telephone. Those days, no telephones, parties. Then he found a motel in Ranui. From Avanda to Ranui, long distance. I said, doesn't matter where it is, I need somebody to put my daughter, my baby. He found a motel in Ranui, we come there. And you come, he already ring up, he knew the territory, he knew the people. I said, this man come from Australia. So we stayed there for a few days, and I said to the people, I'm looking somewhere I can buy the house. Buy the house. Renting is no good. I want to buy the house, I had money to buy the house and start the business. And he said, we went to a few different agencies and all that, so we found the house in Hutchinson Avenue. Number 58, I found the house. Down the road was number 24, that's where I opened my first restaurant in Berlin, Marko Polo restaurant. I remember I showed
the menu.
Menus and photos and all that, yeah. And then we get the house there, and I said to myself, you can start a business from me. Right now, while we're in the house, I found a lady secretary. She can do all the typing, those who no cellphone, all the typing and all that. And yeah, I've been lucky in the life. I've been lucky when somebody follow me, people, nice people, and that's life. Yeah. And this lady was there for a few, maybe 2 or 3 years, was staying in that house. And then my staff come from Australia, container arrived. Next thing, my friend, the one supposed to be in the airport, waiting for, he said to me, oh, Mark, I've been looking for you everywhere, we couldn't find you. You already knew I got the house there, I already bought the house. Anyway, so I said to stuff arriving from Australia, my painting of equipment and everything. Paint mixer, because I'm a chemist by profession, mixing the paint and all that, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I'm looking for the shop. I look for the shop in Stoddard Road, DRASKO. Start the shop there. Who was next door? I was MBM Building Construction. One of a very reputable firm. And I've done a couple of jobs for them. They say, Marko, we got plenty of work for you. And I say, yeah, thank you. So I've done a couple of jobs for them. Then I end up doing the multi-story buildings around Auckland and all that. Then I opened two paint shops there, 3 paint shops there.
Business grew. The business grew.
Word of mouth. Name, reputation, word of mouth.
I must admit, I'm very curious about the club. I'm about the club because...
We will come to the club. You talk about music.
I'm talking about your music, your club in Auckland.
Because that was after the painting companies that you had, right?
And someone's gone into politics that is a rubbish player.
So when
he played at the club.
When did the clubs came to like when did you have that idea of going from the restaurants to actually expanding for music and having venues?
I always loved the music. I loved the music. My dad liked the music. He was musical man, and I can tell you a story about my brothers with the music. And Uncle Marko from up north, he was in music. It was single baritone boys. They had a group in those days. And I got a record from way back before I born, before you born.
Do you remember the name of the group?
He was in a band called the Marko Polos.
No.
No? You were in a quintet. It was like a barbershop. I swear.
If you swear, I don't swear. Against my...
He goes, I don't fucking swear ever.
You bring the horse to the water, I can't... I'm a donkey.
Was the rules in New Zealand for like alcohol and licenses similar to what they are now at the time, Marko Polo?
Then I went downtown in Auckland City, Kona Customs Street, Commerce Street. That's where I was first one in New Zealand to open the disco. You see the matches and all that stuff. I go some with me now. Do you want to see them?
Nah, don't worry, because most people are listening
wanna see
to
it.
us. Yep, but we'll get there.
Get away. San Francisco.
For you to, that would be cool.
Just like the Bee Gees sang about.
How was the vibe? How was your club? How was the nightclub? Can you describe the nightclub for us at the time?
Nightclub, I went, I looking in the city, I look all over the place. Then I found a good spot downtown, the Kona Custom and Commerce Street in Sydney. That was behind GP or General Post Office in Sydney, in Auckland. And now it's a railway station there, in the Britain. The building's still there. So I look in empty buildings, it was empty for a long time. I said to myself, this will be the right spot in town, right in town. That will be good. The people coming to town, they have to pass the ferry, go on the buses, going there. Good publicity for start walking and all this.
Catch them while they're walking.
Like a Johnny Walker.
Hey, keep on. Speaking of which... Speaking of which, I mean...
You're welcome to go and grab another drink for you.
I tell you what, my mate over here, he's looking extremely thirsty.
Can you grab one for you and one for him? Can you top up Marko Polo's drink, please?
Anything for Marko.
Sorry to be...
So having the clubs was a good opportunity to meet people, I would say.
Absolutely successful. I was very well known with my name all that day, and I was very successful there. I picked the spot. There was a lot of work to be done there. And they say, oh no, it can't be done, and all this can't be done. Everything can be done.
Everything can be done.
Can be done with a bit of luck, bit of knowledge as well, which I didn't have. And then, even now, I got no knowledge, but I still I'm happy what I done anyway.
Is it hard to work with alcohol, to sell alcohol?
Well, it was not hard to sell. No. Anyway, number one is you can't sell alcohol if you got no clear name. You can't get your license. You have to get your name clean and then get the liquor license.
It's kind of funny because
it's not funny.
A lot of the time alcohol, it usually ends with you losing your license. You need a license to sell it, but generally you lose your license.
We're not talking about your license.
Oh, well, cheers to that.
Lovely, darling.
Yeah, bring it in. Yeah. Here's to looking up your address.
P.O. box. You look in my box. Anyway, so what happened?
You've got to... Oh my God, did you just make a joke? Did you say, look in my box?
Could you also enjoy the thing of owning those places, or you were always focused on the professional side of it?
No, I always enjoyed it. The people come to see me. That was pleasure to meet the people that knew me. They come to see me. They knew I was entertained. I like music, I like people, I like food and all this, blah, 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 blah. Never stops. I'm very hard to stop when I'm going. When I'm on the motorway, I'm hard to stop. You can't do a U-turn while you're on the motorway.
I've always wondered what it's like to be an entertainer.
Put me to sleep, not much of it. It's boring, eh?
Is it just a natural thing, eh? You cannot practice.
Practice what?
To be an entertainer, you just gotta have it in you, right?
I think you both got issues. I got my issues. Anyway, so what can I...
You repeated a joke though.
I love that. He just gets, you got to practice. He goes, practice friggin' what? But you digress.
I'm not really in the mood today, but I just
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
thank you for your support because I'm going to a lot at the moment. A lot of hard arm. Tragedy, family already told you that I lost Rich knows, and you know as well.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, but we have to be strong to support each other. That is my ambition, like my old Marko and my dad said, you're going away. Don't forget here, I'm looking after the house. Follow my steps, which I did. Trust, respect people, all. Yeah,
Do you fear death?
Pardon?
Do you fear death?
You mean?
If you fear losing your life, if you fear not waking up.
No, I'm not scared to die.
I've always felt time and death is relative.
If I'd be scared of that, I would have been on front line. I've been shot so many times.
That story that you told me about the guy pointing the gun in your head, like, do you think that became a thing for you in your life, that you would always go back to that moment and say, well, I've been through that, so my time will...
Well, that's almost like an afterlife thing, isn't it? It's kind of like he could have pulled the trigger and he didn't, so everything
He fucking did. He got me in my legs.
Exactly.
Oh, he shot your leg.
Couldn't you want to see my body bullets were to my legs? Look.
No, I trust you. He shot your leg.
He was in front of me, talking to him. A reflection. Got his gun, got me here. Look.
Why was he pointing the gun at...
To kill me, I was on front line. Was war. I don't want to talk about now.
Okay.
You think I'm making the stories?
No, I'm just asking.
I kind of feel bad because I remember one guy shot on my leg, but it was a bit of a party on Saturday night, but, you know,
Saturday night
we were all friends.
Saturday night fever.
He shot it.
Stay alive.
He shot it. Yeah, I stayed alive. He shot on my leg, and I was kind of like, yeah, anyone got a Kleenex? You know what I mean? But, you know, I feel bad comparing it. Being shot on the leg as opposed to in the leg.
Can you remind me where I was at last time we talked? My memories.
Oh, we went to a few places. Before I asked you if you...
No, I mean the last episode.
Well, before I asked you if you were scared of death, you were telling me about being an entertainer. People going to the club to see you. People going to the club to have fun with you.
Not with me.
And
They enjoy my performance of what I've done on things. And I was comedian. Did I tell you when I was in a suitcase?
Were you a comedian?
I was in a suitcase that people
you're
come
in
to...
a suitcase.
You think I'm having you?
You're a friggin' nutcase.
I'm looking at one.
Hey, we know our own.
They brought a bloody suitcase on a stage. And I was in a suitcase.
Okay, can you give us a little bit of how was it, like, how was the performance, how was the introduction to your show?
How deep was the suitcase? Was it as deep as Mary Poppins? Because I seen her pull a friggin' lampshade out of that. How deep was said suitcase?
We all know that you're a puller. We know that.
Oh,
Give us a little bit of Marko Polo's show.
Interpretation of said.
I was in a suitcase. Okay?
Yeah.
My friend Paul, he passed away unfortunately. I went to his funeral in Auckland. And we anyway, on the show, it was cover charge, not like getting free like today.
A cover charge at a funeral? Sorry.
What did the show in a suitcase? You got an issue.
He must have been awesome.
Tell me about how it was to do the show.
I was in a suitcase like a midget. Okay, let the midget in a suitcase. Give me a break. It doesn't even listen. And that's enough, eh?
Shut up and talk.
You want to be my interpreter?
So, a midget in a suitcase at a funeral, continue.
Not to do with the funeral, you idiot.
I want to hear about the midget at the funeral in a suitcase.
It was not to do with midget with the funeral in a suitcase.
Tell me, Marko Polo. You tell the story.
Confused.
We're following you, man.
I went to my funeral that it was with
In
me.
a suitcase?
We were on a show, not to do with that.
Tell me.
You mix up in your head. Which head?
I'm following you.
You don't know yourself.
He's here for the drinks and the snacks, Marko Polo. Tell me this story, man. Tell me. So you were,
How was the
preparation?
For a midget in a suitcase, what happened next?
You organized in the like show, okay? People come there buy to get in to watching the show. Paul was my friend. He was a big man. He passed away. I went to his funeral. Nothing to do with the bloody suitcase.
Yep.
Well,
Carry on. Yep.
Big guys don't fit in suitcases. Anyway.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So anyway.
And how was the show? How was the thing with Paul?
The Paul was a big man. He passed away. I went to his funeral. Nothing to do with the fucking...
But the show, going back to the presentation.
Wonderful. So the Paul was carrying the suitcase, and I was in a suitcase. I was midget. I was in a suitcase. He bring the suitcase to the stage. The place was packed with the people. He got into pack. See, he doesn't believe it. He got an issue, right?
Don't break the thing, man. The cactus. Okay, so you come up on stage. Yes.
He thinking I'm lying.
He doesn't think you're lying. He's loving the story as much as me. But he had a few more whiskeys than me.
No, the truth is always funny. Please,
carry on.
Please continue, please.
Can you start that again, actually? You would come up on stage. Say that again, please.
Excuse me, you should be paying me to tell this is from the horse's mouth. I'm not even a horse, I'm a donkey.
No one gets paid. Tell the story. Midget,
Can you promise to shut your yapper?
No promises.
We need this whole story, Richard. Listen.
Only joking, you're allowed to yap.
Tell me, Marco.
Dammi quando. Dove, quando.
How was it? How was the performance?
Wonderful.
Tell me.
What they did, it was wonderful.
We lost it.
Really?
Didn't lose me.
But
The people buy the cover.
What about the midget in the suitcase? How
That
did
was
he
me.
go? Oh, you were the midget in the suitcase?
Yes.
I tell you what, you've grown. I tell you what.
You
you're
never
looking
grow.
good.
You never grow. Look at you. You never grow up.
Age,
With your brains, I mean.
age
tell me
is
the story.
inevitable, but
Tell me the story,
maturity
Marko
is
Polo.
optional.
Tell me the story.
Me, my friends, making comedy show people pay to watch the show, okay? Me, Paul, and Benko, that means Benko, you were Benka too, anyway, nothing to do with that. That was in my Croatian language. It was better for some things, better than me. Better.
Yep.
I get the gist.
See what I mean? Couldn't.
Yep.
So we organized the show, people pay the cover charge of watching the bloody show. I said, Paul, again, in the fucking suitcase, you carry the suitcase. So Paul came to the stage. All prepared, people paid watching the show, they know what's going. Anyway, he dropped the suitcase on the stage. He went away to get a couple of sledgehammers. Big sledgehammers.
Whoa.
He put two sledgehammers on the stage. I'm in a suitcase. See what I mean? Look, he doesn't believe.
It's because it's a comedy story.
But he doesn't believe what I say.
He does.
No.
He's just entertained. Carry on.
Continue your story, please. Please. I want to hear about you and the suitcase in the show.
Anyway, the Paul, big man, with the people watching around, I said, what's happening with the suitcase? What's happening? I was in a suitcase.
Yeah.
And Paul going there, put the suitcase, sledge in the fucking, on the suitcase. I was in the suitcase. Banging on the fucking suitcase. Next week, the suitcase, make sure it doesn't kill me, fuck big. You don't even listen.
I'm listening.
It's a good story. Carry on.
I'm hanging.
So I shit my pants, so I jump out of the suitcase on the stage.
A shitty suitcase.
He said, that's Marley Marko. Marley, they used to call me Marko, like Bob Marley. Marley Marko is there.
Shitty suitcase Marko.
And
Yeah. No, keep going.
I don't know.
Nah, piss off.
So
keep going.
he would hammer the suitcase with you inside.
I was inside. You knew I
Yes.
was inside.
Yes.
Yeah. Saw that the fucking suitcase. He was big man. Fucking. If he couldn't have, I was dead. No, fucking. He can't have. Suitcase fucking burst away. I jump out of the suitcase. So fucking that's enough. So,
Was that it? Was that you coming out of the thing like, oh?
the fucking miracle. How to believe this? There you go again.
I tell you what, I have a
I
lot.
would have paid to watch that, man. I would have paid to watch that.
I have a lot of
I didn't
appreciation
catch what you say.
of anyone that jumps out of a suitcase. If anyone's ever seen Young Guns with Emilio Estevez at the very end, spoiler alert, it's slow-mo in a suitcase and he shoots a heap of people. I just see Marko in a suitcase.
And then my friend Venko, he was a bit different than me, but we together work as a team. And I said to him, you're going to be there cleaning the chimneys, we'll put all this there, cleaners and all that, people clapping, we're going to fucking build
Chimney
it.
sweep.
Yeah.
Anyway. You interrupted, so I can't finish. That's only, anyway.
Marko Polo, there's a lot of young people who watch our show, a lot of young people who get to listen to the guests who come here. And you know that I work at the school, eh? Did you know that?
Me, I've been in school before you born.
Yes. And a lot of the young people...
And the end never ends. You have to learn,
Tell me.
and you never stop learning. You're doing fun.
Every day's a school
I learn
day.
more with them than I actually teach, to be honest.
But you can't teach me. You already teach me. I respect you, because if we don't respect each other, we're going nowhere.
That's exactly what I wanted to ask you.
You're most welcome.
For the young people who...
For this generation,
What do we say to this new generation?
come and meet Marko. Meet Marko Polo. I think most of them in town, they know who I am. Most of the people know who I am. So you're making fun out of me.
No.
It was just a good... I was not expecting that answer.
The fact out of everything, like when they talk about what are you going to tell the next generation? Recycle, conserve, plant zucchinis, build a windmill, fucking dig up stones and diamonds. No, they go, what are you going to tell them? Meet Marko Polo. Why? He goes, I'm the guy that Christopher Columbus wanted to be.
You didn't notice few people in the pub with the karaoke, they love me. Because I love the people.
Yes.
And then most of them respect me.
Yes.
You already noticed that.
Yeah. Marko Polo, man, you like discovered countries and shit, man. Of course they do.
So I guess that's the
And
main thing, is the respect.
You've never
right?
sang a song, mate.
Respect is a strong word. Every man has to own that. Lots of people say, oh, that's me. Nobody matter about you. We have to share it, learn from each other, help each other. We're not all clever. We're not all stupid either. Whatever we do, look around, back or up there, whatever. We can't help each other. If people told you to fuck off, that's their problem. Then after that, Mark, after all, he's not best sort of. He's okay. And then say, oh, he's my mate too. Oh, I didn't met him. He means well. He's helping people. It's all about to help. Education, very strong. My school teacher, he was so proud. He was a lovely man. I miss him. He was crying when I left, brother. He was crying. I was acrobatic. They used to take me out of the country, representing the country. I got so many medals. The things I done in my town. This is straight up. Nothing to do with this. In other words, give me another one, I can give you another story.
Oh, yeah.
Take it or leave it.
So it's about respect.
Who is the fella behind there?
Guess.
Guess.
Marko Polo, best thing you could have said at the end of the show is
I've
that
never
respect.
seen that
There you
photo.
go.
Oh, my
Is
God.
that respect is the most important thing.
Absolutely.
Like that.
Another thing is what I said before. Don't be racial, any color, whatever. Don't be racial. If you're racial, you got a problem. We all look different. But I'm extremely different.
I know the feeling.
I followed my dad's steps. He said, son, you're going over there. I'm not going to see you again. And I didn't. He said, follow my steps. Think about me. What I'll do. I'll never forget my dad. I told you when he passed away, there was all that. He was so generous person.
For the people who have issues with their parents or parents that don't talk to their children and they're still alive, what would you say? What would you tell them?
What's your advice?
Advice to meet me, I can give some advice and listen to each other because it's always two sides of the story, regardless who it is, what it is. It's always two stories. A lot of lies, as you know that. They're all talking lies. You've been talking lies yourself, including me. But I think we're growing up, and while we're here, give best advice for the future generation. I won't be here for too long. My advice is, come with Marko. Listen to Marko.
Is it one of those things where it's like you don't know when it's your last time you're going to talk to them? Clear the air sort of thing.
You never know your luck. You don't need You don't need appointment to kick the bucket.
No. You just kick it.
If you're not careful, I'm going to kick you.
Promise?
Yes, darling.
Marko Polo.
Marko Polo.
It's enough time.
It's been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much. You are.
Sorry, I didn't go to other things.
It's fine. I think we will bring you back at some stage to tell some more stories.
Stage, not in the suitcase.
We will say.
And he goes, a midget in a suitcase on the way to.
Thank you so much, Marko Polo. Thanks for giving your time to us to come and chat.
Thank you for coming out of your suitcase to tell us the story, mate. You're a friggin' legend.
The story hasn't started yet.
Oh, yeah. All I know is I'll see you in about 3 weeks. Get a haircut.
No. I don't think I'll be here. I got.
We're going to grab another drink and tell some more stories. Should we do that?
Totes.
Let's turn off the cameras and tell the real stories now.
No.
Should we do it?
I'm not scared of the camera. I'm not scared of my shadow. I'm not scared. I'm a man to help people and people helping me. You both helping me, including the lady over there who is around and listen to me. I'm very hard man to understand, but one thing they have to remember, this man means well. He helps so many families. I bet so many families from overseas book the fares, pay for them accommodation. They're looking for me now to pay what I've done for them. Then I feel good in my apple, in my heart. People back home, old men couldn't speak English. My grandmom, no. Nothing to eat. She made the people welcome. Light the fire, give them fish, give them something, make them welcome. Wonderful feeling. You don't need to speak languages. You're supposed to be a human being. To respect, I like that. I like what you're wearing. That's good. I can tell you a story about that person as well.
About Gunzi.
Pardon?
Oh, gun day.
You'll be surprised what I know.
Tell me.
Told you later on.
And he says it. He goes,
No. I still can't remember a lady with 11 daughters. Not really.
Should we take a break?
Yes, that's what
have a Kit Kat.
Yeah. Let's have a drink
have a
and a
Kit
break
Kat.
and a smoke.
Most
I'll see you
certainly.
guys back on Friday
I'm not the guys.
at 7 p.m. Peace.
Oh, wait.
Take my friend.